The Minnesota Vikings are still active on the market and are in advanced negotiations with two big NFL stars. You will be surprised by today's news, but first, don't forget to like this video, because your like helps us reach more Minnesota Vikings fans. So subscribe now, so you don't miss any more news. Now enough of the chatter, and let's get to today's news. Vikings can correct 2025 draft mistake with new Clemson prospect in 2026. The 2025 draft is behind us, but the feeling that the Vikings missed a great opportunity is still there. Even with the glaring need for more talent at cornerback, the team simply ignored the position throughout the first 3 rounds, something that caught fans and analysts by surprise. And if you also missed a new CB on the roster and want to stay up to date with what could happen in the 2026 draft, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Here we follow every step of the Minnesota Vikings, from camp to draft, from fan to fan. Well then, in a new simulation of the 2026 draft made by Ryan Wilson from CBS Sports, the Vikings appear with the 20th overall pick, which already indicates a presence in the playoffs, huh? And they select Clemson cornerback Avian Terrell, the younger brother of Atlanta Falcons Pro Bowler AJ Terrell. Avian is a name that has been gaining traction in the projections for a very clear reason. He plays big. At just 6'1" and 185 pounds, he looks more robust and physical than his numbers suggest. On tape, he takes on bigger receivers with ease, has great route reading, and is described as a safety disguised as a cornerback. Such is the intensity with which he attacks plays, especially in support of the run game. Check out these numbers. In his second season with the Tigers alone, Terrell had 58 tackles, 12 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, 4.5 tackles for loss, 1 sack and 3 forced fumbles. That's production worthy of a complete defender. He also shined on special teams in high school, averaging 32.1 yards per kickoff return and 15.8 per punt return. A versatility that NFL coaches love. And speaking of which, could Avion be the missing piece from the last draft? The Vikings defense currently has Byron Murphy Jr., Mekhi Blackman, who missed the entire 2024 season due to injury, and Isaiah Rodgers, still trying to fit into Brian Flores' system. Is this a group that inspires confidence? Maybe. But let's face it, there's still a lack of depth and security. That's exactly why names like Avian Terrell will continue to appear in mock drafts until April 2026. If he maintains his current development curve, he's almost certainly going to be a first-round pick, and the Vikings need to be ready. So, what did you think of this mock pick? Would Terrell be a good fit for Minnesota's secondary? Comment below. Your opinion matters a lot. And if you're not subscribed yet, take advantage now and join our channel. Here, you'll find daily content about the Vikings, with information, opinions, and lots of passion for the purple and gold. The 2026 draft is still a long way off, but the mistakes of 2025 could weigh heavily on the season. Stay tuned, because if the Vikings stumble on defense, you can be sure the fans will remember that the cornerback didn't show up when they needed him most. Skol, fans, let's keep following each move towards the title we dream of so much. Jack Jones to the Vikings. Former Raiders starter could bolster Minnesota's secondary. The 2025 season is just around the corner, and if you follow the Vikings closely, you know that there's still one position that's causing a lot of concern: cornerback. Byron Murphy Jr. is coming off an excellent year and has established himself as the leader of the secondary. But other than him, the roster still leaves doubts. And that's where a name is starting to gain traction behind the scenes in Eagan. Jack Jones, former Raiders starter, could be the next reinforcement for Brian Flores' defense. If you enjoy this kind of direct information about the Minnesota Vikings, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Here you'll stay up to date with everything. No fluff, with analysis. From fans to fans, the person who brought this name up was Dustin Baker from Vikings territory. According to him, the Vikings have shown real interest in Jones in the past, and the cornerback is still on the market. Jack Jones is a sweet and intriguing character from the Vikings' perspective. Minnesota had a lot of interest in Jones. The evidence is there. If the team decides it needs another cornerback, he could be the guy this summer, Baker wrote. Jack Jones started all 17 games for the Raiders last season, totaling 3 interceptions and 16 pass breakups. Eye-catching stats, no doubt, but his performance on the field was divisive. In some games, he was dominant. In others, he made damaging mistakes. Ultimately, the Raiders' new management, now led by Pete Carroll and John Spytek, opted to go another way, and Jones was released. But be warned, at 27, with athleticism and an instinct for playmaking, Jack Jones still has a lot to offer. In an aggressive scheme like Brian Flores, he could flourish. It's worth remembering that he would be arriving to compete with Mekhi Blackman and Isaiah Rodgers, not as a savior. Even so, he would be an important piece of the rotation, capable of raising the level of the defensive unit. The best part? Cost-benefit. It is estimated that a contract in the range of $4.4 to $5 million per year would be enough to bring Jones to Minnesota, an amount that fits in the cap and that, considering the urgency of the position, could pay off quickly. So, fans, what do you think? Is Jack Jones worth the bet? Would he have a place on this team, or would he just be another name on the roster? Comment below. I want to know your opinion. And of course, share the video with more Vikings fans. Let's bring this discussion to more people. With the Bears strengthening, the Lions hitting the post, and the Packers with an explosive attack, the NFC North promises to be a battlefield in 2025. The Vikings cannot afford to enter this war with obvious gaps in the secondary, and the truth is that this type of smart signing could make all the difference in the final stretch of the season. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is the time. Here you'll find daily content, rumors, behind-the-scenes stories, exchange of ideas, and everything about our beloved Minnesota Vikings. Come with us, fan. Let's go on this journey together. Skol.